What's going on, everybody? Fierce Pete, Fierce Talks, Fierce Vlogs. We're back on this channel. You know, once in a blue moon, we make a vlog here. And I just wanted to do a reaction and just give my thoughts on a video that's been circulating the internet for the past week. A few people have probably done videos on it. I saw Bradley Martin just did a video on it, a couple other people, but it's just, I don't know, like I was just blown away by this video. I guess I've been kind of living under a rock or just busy or just missed this viral content, and it was about a teenager training at a gym and literally getting stopped midway during a rep to stop deadlifting because he was loud. And somebody just didn't want him training there anymore. Now, this is one of Pete Rubish's clients, who is a very, very strong power lifter, sponsored by Animal, and this is why it kind of got surfaced. This is why, you know, people actually saw this clip, and it was, you know, one of his clients was training in a gym in Canada, in Montreal, and it sucks to see Canadians shined in this kind of light, because it fucking sucks to see that. But in short, this guy had been deadlifting at this gym. It looked like a Canadian Planet Fitness style, but it was in like blue and yellow. And people had been complaining, or the owner had been complaining, or employees, that, you know, he was deadlifting too loud. That's was something that I've always heard about Planet Fitness, which, you know, you can't bang the barbell, you can't drop anything, like you can't use chalk, all that good stuff, right? And so he listened, and he was told, you know, you got to put mats under your under all the weight when you are deadlifting. And so we did that. Very, very clearly shown in the video that he followed the rules. And after that, you know, he was doing his deadlifts, concentrating, focusing, doing proper reps, in which case, you know, he does a rep, he takes, you know, a breather at the bottom using no momentum, and just kept on going. And he was probably like eight reps into that set, and then some asshole comes up to him and literally halfway up, he slams the bar back down. The power that this kid had that was deadlifting to not punch that guy out right there and then is incredible. Because that alone, that right there was something that could cause like the biggest injury possible. Because if you think about it, you know, you're deadlifting, you're in a certain position, and you're going up, and, you know, all of a sudden, there's more strain on the bar, and it's going in a different direction. Do you know how much that could mess up your back? That would, that would honestly put him out of the game, potentially. That didn't happen, or maybe it didn't happen, I don't know, but, like, that could have been the worst possible thing. And then afterwards, he told him to get out. He actually started shoving him as well. A lot of things have actually unfolded since then. I've actually just read the news story, the updates from Pete, as he was saying that that apparently he is actually pursuing assault charges, which very rightfully so, because that shit should not exist. That gym is probably going to get a lot of hate, a lot of people that will never go there again as a result, so lose business. So that gym actually might sue him as a result, the guy that was the guy that was very abusive. This, in short, I just want to just point out that this should never happen. This should never happen. I think the biggest thing that really bothered me in all of this was not the fact, okay, like, you know, gyms can set whatever rules they want, you know, and if there's certain rules in place for a gym, then you have to listen to them. And if you don't like those rules, go train somewhere else. That's just it, you know. I own my own personal gym in a place where I can make as much noise as possible as I want to. As you guys have probably seen, like whenever I've done a 700-pound deadlift, I was screaming at the top of my lungs. I mean, to be honest, if I was at a public gym, if I was just training at a public gym, I would have done the exact same thing, because it was like a very monumentous and special occasion for me at that time. The gym says you can't, you know, bang the plates, then you just can't bang the plates. If you can't use chalk, you can't do that. And if you don't like those rules, yes, you can make fun of them online for having those type of rules, but it's their rules, it's their facility, and you have to listen to those rules. But if the gym says you can keep doing stuff and just put a mat underneath, and you follow the rules, they're what they wanted, and yet other people still get pissed off, that's when there was a problem. It's shitty to see stuff like that happen. But there are assholes out there. That guy was clearly on a power trip of some sorts. And it's just wrong. Things like that should just never exist. Especially in this day and age where, you know, we go to the gym, and, you know, much like all of us fitness YouTubers, maybe I'm not a fitness YouTuber because I don't only post fitness content and stuff, but I still try and motivate others to train hard and work out as hard as they can. And then when shit like this happens, man, it's terrible. We're in an age where fitness is growing more and more and more, but sometimes motivation on your own is tough, and this is the kind of stuff that just can't happen. That guy was just a total asshole, and I'm sure people are dissecting what this guy looks like, what his face looks like, and if he's an employee there, he's obviously terminated. Like, there's no way. If that company keeps him as an employee, if he was an employee, then there's just no way that he's still working there. And if he is, then there's something really wrong with that company. And if he wasn't an employee to begin with, then yeah, people are going to be looking out for that guy's face, that's for sure. There's I think the original video is like 4 million views now, and rightfully so. That video should be seen everywhere as to how to never behave in a gym. It's just something you just can't do, especially if you are following the rules. So just want to kind of give my 2 cents as to how crazy something like that is, and how stupid it is to, like, if you're going to voice your opinion to somebody in regards to something you don't like for whatever reason, wait until it's safe. Wait until the guy has cleared out and he is no longer, you know, training. Like, I'm just imagining, like, the possible injuries that could arise from that. Like, if that happened to me, I wouldn't hold back. I couldn't, because that would just instantly just piss me off. Or at least I'd be like, I don't know, maybe I would be smart enough to hold back, because then there's assault and all this other stuff, but like, my reaction would be way more intense than he had. He was as reserved as he could possibly be. Sure, he talked back a little bit, but man, if somebody did that and I actually injured myself, I don't know what I would do. I want to know what you guys think of this entire situation. Comment down below. What's the worst thing that's actually happened to you in a gym? And just let me know. I remember one of the biggest things that happened to me, and I almost wish I kind of pursued something at the time, but I guess you sign like a gym waiver before you actually start training. But I was doing a seated row once, and it wasn't super heavy weight, probably like 150 pounds or something like that, and the cable snapped. And I went flying, and I remember being injured for like probably a month after that. And I was asking a bunch of people, like, can I do this and that? But you know, you sign a waiver because I guess you just never know what is going to happen with equipment. You never know if a cable does snap. That, you know, things like that do happen. I remember being always like paranoid whenever I did seated row after that. I still am, because I always just like, you remember those things. So this kid's going to be deadlifting from now on. It's always going to be like, I personally probably wouldn't feel comfortable for at least like, you know, for a little while when I'm deadlifting. I'll always be looking around, especially in a public gym. That shit just shouldn't exist. Especially as Canadians, we're supposed to be nice. We're supposed to be nice, all right? So on behalf of Canada, on behalf of all the Canadians out there, I would like to say sorry, eh? You guys have yourself a wonderful day. I'm Furious Pete, over and out.